Hey Jake, it
Oh,
is 107 degrees here in Phoenix, Arizona. It is so hot. I think that's correct. Let me double check. It is, it's gotta hide the spam call. It is so hot. It is so
yeah,
hot. It's
yeah.
outrageous. It is. I've been going to like hike slash run every morning at 5:30 in the morning, and yesterday at 5:30 it was already 90 degrees, and today it was
My
91,
my
which is too
goodness.
hot. You can't even
Yeah,
in the shade. It's like so. Yesterday I went to the gym, but it's crazy. I'm melting. I'm
yeah,
melting. I'm gonna be
yeah.
hot on stage tonight, though, at the Improv, Desert Ridge Improv, supporting the very funny Carmen Lynch, and finished a headlining weekend last weekend. JP's Comedy Club, 4 shows, super fun. Had like 105 people at one of them, basically sold
Wow,
out.
nice. Love it.
Pretty good, pretty fun. Uh, fun time in Arizona. A lot of ice
Yeah,
cream in Arizona.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so that is stupid hot, you know.
Yeah, it's very hot. Although here's the crazy thing, Jake. At
Yeah,
like 6 p.m., 7 p.m.,
yeah.
it's like 105 and comfortable. I don't know how to
Huh,
describe it,
huh.
but it's a dry heat, that's a common
Yeah,
saying. It is comfortable. Once
yeah,
the sun is below these beautiful mountains, it looks like you're on
mm,
Mars or something.
yeah.
It's and you're not like on concrete, like asphalt. It's like
Yes,
radiating heat,
yeah,
like it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of movies. I've been to the movie theater 3 times in 5 days.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, I mean, the movie theater has air conditioning. That's
Yes,
that's a big. So
absolutely.
when I was a kid, we grew up. My house didn't have air conditioning. It was in Denver, and that wasn't that uncommon back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
And we would go to the movies when it was really hot out.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
that was our air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did they have dollar theaters back then, or were you going to the
I think they did. Yeah, I know Denver.
I don't
And
think they have dollar theaters anymore. I mean, not that they'd
yeah,
be dollar theaters. They'd be like
yeah,
5. I think the last time I saw one, it was like $5 to get in.
yeah. The Elvis
Um,
Cinema had
yeah,
in
that was
had a
a dollar
couple of
theater chain in Denver.
dude, and I think the pandemic killed them.
Yeah.
But went there all the time. They would have Groupons come out, and then you would go so stupid cheap.
Well, the
And
other thing that killed them was streaming
yeah,
because, like, it was back in the day, if you wanted to see a first run movie, you could see it in the theater, and then after the theater, you could see it in a dollar theater, and then eventually it would come out on VHS or
yeah,
DVD.
yeah,
But now it's like sometimes these movies are coming out while they're still in the theaters. Like you
yeah,
can watch them in your living room.
yeah. I was surprised. I went to the movies, and then like, okay, well, you can also watch it right here. Like what? When I
Yeah,
get the house,
that's insane. Um, hey, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on pale pineapple? Do you know what I mean when I
Ooh,
say that?
I don't know what you mean, but I
Okay,
have
so
thoughts.
I
Um,
bought a like container of pineapple chopped up, and it's not consistently colored.
okay.
So like some of them are bright yellow, and
Yeah.
some of them look a little anemic. They look
Really?
like
Okay.
maybe they have jaundice. They're
Ah,
pale yellow. They're not. It looks sickly, and I don't like it in comparison.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of being able to see different colors of pineapple because I
Yeah.
only want the bright ones.
Yeah. But I'm assuming that this container was clear when you bought it.
Yeah, but I don't look that carefully, Jake. What are you thinking?
So,
I'm analyzing. I just see it on a shelf. I grab it. I'm like a raccoon
yeah,
in the grocery store.
there you go.
What will I eat this week?
There you go. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
fun.
well, I
Yeah.
did not talk about that on stage at JP's, but I had a good time. Probably the highlight of the 4 shows was on one of the late shows that we had a blind comedian. So they have a
Oh,
comedy school at this comedy club, and they gave some guest spots to
yeah.
comedy club students on the shows. To
Yeah.
be able to support a big
Yeah.
name like Mark Masters is kind of a thrill for these
Yeah.
comedy
I
club
mean,
students.
they're going to say that for weeks.
As you can imagine, that's going to be the main credit in their bio. Yep. Opened for such notable acts as Mark. What was his name again? So, anyways, there's a blind kid, and or he was, I don't know, he was like 45 or something. He was very funny. He was really good. And
what are kids now 45?
Well, he was a kid in a sense that this was his first time ever doing a show.
Yeah.
He's a kid in the comedy world.
I don't know if you're getting to the age that you're going to start using the word whippersnapper.
He doesn't know if he's a kid or an adult. He hasn't seen his face age. He's felt it.
He
has some ideas. He's now peeing 6 times a day. Yeah. Anyway, so I had just a really good time. The first thing I said when I got onto stage, I mean, everybody, make some noise to the comics you've seen tonight, especially that blind guy. So funny, really good for his first time. That was incredible. And what a thrill for him to perform for a sold out audience, just a packed out room. Yeah. The room was not sold out, Jake. That's what made it funny. It was, it was a quarter full at the late show. And cool. I could not stop going back to that well. I kept like commenting on the jokes he told and why I thought they were funny. And then at one point I have a reading joke and I was like, well, everybody here reads. I mean, except for one gentleman. And then people are shouting out, no, Braille, Braille. I'm like, well, he feels the emotion of the words. But that was fun. Always fun when there's something different you can riff on. Especially as a headliner, you can't always do that. Like tonight, I can't do that. I have a short spot. I got to bring the greatest hits, and it's not really for me to shine. I'm just there to set up the room to be successful for somebody else.
Yeah. That's fun. There's a guy who does open mics in Louisville who's blind, and he just does a regular, the regular open mic, and he's never run the light like too bad, but he has gone a little bit over. But like, what do you do?
Oh, because he's blind, you mean?
Yeah, you can't give him the light,
Yeah, their sense of timing, I think, is better than most. And maybe they got like an Apple Watch that vibrates and they can set it up. I don't know.
Or they're just, I think I could get off, within 4-ish minutes or whatever.
Do you remember the clapper?
Yeah.
Maybe you use a clapper. It's like clap on, clap off.
Yeah. There we go. Fun. Yeah.
Get off the stage. I've only worked with one other blind comedian, Bhayva. I forget his last name, but that first name was pretty impressive. And holy cow, after the show, he was calling an Uber like using his phone to contact an Uber. And like when he touches the screen, it talks to him, kind of thing. And it was on like speaker. And the speed with which he operated his phone was unbelievable. Yeah. Like for us, if you're doing an Uber, it's maybe 12 taps. And it takes, you gotta open the app, you gotta log into the app, you gotta put in where you're going, you gotta put in where you are, you gotta do you want this driver? Which of the 4 different prices do you want? All those selections. I'm not like, for us, it would take like 30 seconds to order an Uber. Sure. He ordered his Uber in like 6.5 seconds. It was like, and you couldn't even hear the words. It would start to say a word and he'd just already be tapping the next thing. Like he knew the things he knew how to do, he could do in his sleep. It was incredible. Yeah. He could do it with his eyes closed, Jake. Unreal.
There, of course. Dude, I went to, I had a class in seminary with a guy who was blind, and he sat in the front row, and I had a hard time not just watching the man take notes. He had like typewriter looking thing. It wasn't, it was a typewriter, and it like he pressed more than one key at a time, and then it
like a court stenographer.
Yeah, it had that vibe, and then it had, instead of a display, it had like 2 rows of Braille. So he would and then he would read it, and then he would keep typing, and he'd go back and he'd read it, and it was fascinating. Yeah. I learned nothing in that class because I was just watching this man take notes. And he shamed me because he would walk around campus so much faster than I walk. I mean,
Huh.
I know I'm not a fast walker. That's not my thing. People
Yeah.
walk faster than me, but he was blazing,
Yeah,
blazing.
we've talked about Memory Palace before,
Yeah,
when like you visualize like a house or something like that. I was interested to see he got onto the stage and got off to the stage without any help. Like getting to the base of the stairs, his
yeah,
wife was there,
yeah,
but when he got off the stage, I think he just remembered
yeah.
exactly where the stairs were, how many stairs there were, and he was able to do it. Or maybe he was faking the whole time. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell.
That's fascinating. That's a fascinating. Yeah, that's fascinating.
He was good too. I'm always jealous of people who have something obvious to joke about. I
Yeah,
don't really know how to put this in words right now, but like they have like
sure.
a hook. Like for you, you're big,
I'm
right?
very big.
Like so you can do jokes about being big.
Yep.
I always feel like I'm a kind of handicapped in that
Yeah,
I don't have anything
it's
obvious.
funny that you almost said they have a hook, as if that was the handicap that they like a missing a. They
That
had a
is
hook.
that is the
You
word I was
probably
looking for, a hook.
yeah. I
Yes.
haven't. I have never seen a comedian with a hook.
I haven't either. I saw one without a face. Did you see that guy in Denver ever? This guy would
No.
take off his face. He had some kind of awful burn injury, and he had like a prosthetic. He'd take it off, and you could like see into his eye socket and skull. It was crazy. He was at open
Wow.
mics. It's in my book, actually. My first book. It was
Wow.
that long ago.
Yikes. No,
Uh,
I never saw a guy take off his face. I think I would remember that one.
he had it was
Take
he wasn't
off.
very funny, but he had a joke where he would take off his face.
Yeah, there's a one-armed comedian, very funny, Jay Wall in Louisville. He's got a
Yeah, like why
uh,
doesn't anything like that happen to me, Jake?
yeah,
Where's my luck?
but his he comes up to the stage and obviously has one arm, and he says, "Your." His first line is, "Your clapping triggers me," um, and it's a good line. It's a good line.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. So this club, I don't know if we've talked about this club before, but it's pretty fascinating how it operates. It's called JP's Comedy Club. Everybody check it out. Gilbert, Arizona. It's 118 seater. So, 120-ish, 100 to 120. And perfectly set up showroom. It's like it's not a semicircle, so they're like
Yep,
square lines, but they're chairs on the side of the stage
yep,
and the front of the stage, all the way to a back wall. It's a wide rectangle. The stage is on the center of the wall. It's got like, I wouldn't describe them as fancy lights because they're not. It's just like it's like house lights that would be on a ceiling, and they're just
mm,
happen to be pointed towards the stage, but they work great. And the
yeah,
sound also isn't amazing. It's a pretty cheap
yeah,
microphone, but it's good enough. And the
yeah,
room, when there's like 100 people in there, I mean, even when we had shows with like 30 people in them, they were super fun. Like
yeah,
it's just like well laid out, and they
yeah,
seat the people super well. There's a lot of intentionality to how they have the audience sat, and and there's something about, just some shows don't absorb sound very well. That like the walls, just that the laughter bounces around, and this is one of those showrooms where you can really
yeah,
feel the laughter. And they
yeah.
do this crazy thing where it's a 2-drink minimum, and you pay for your drinks as you enter the showroom.
Mm,
So you walk up, and they have this huge line. It looks like a nightclub outside, and it's
yeah,
like 100 degrees outside. But if you
yeah,
drive by, it's right next to a CVS, or
yeah,
was it CVS? I think it's a CVS, or maybe a Walgreens. Uh, and it's in a strip mall, and you just see all these people trying to get in. They
yeah.
let in like 6 people at a time so they can get into the air conditioning, and then they'll take, the front group, and they'll be like, okay, what do you want to drink? There are 3 fridges. There's non-alcoholic, there's
Mhm,
beer and wine, there's
yeah,
premium. And premium is like, I don't know, champagne, imported beer, something like that. And they say, okay, you want 2 beers? Do you want them right now, or do you just want one? And you say, I just want one because it's 150 degrees. You don't want your beer
yeah.
to get warm. So they hand you a beer and a special color coded poker chip that is redeemable for the correct price item later.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they have, you would not believe this. How many employees do you think are at a sold out Comedy Works show? Which
Oh my
seats
goodness, there's so many. There's so
20,
many.
over or under 20?
Oh, way over 20.
Okay, way over 20.
Yeah.
This place operates, even with when we had 105 people in there, 3 employees.
Wow.
2 of them who get up on stage. One of them is like the like master of ceremonies who just kicks off the show with a 2-minute intro, and one of them who does like a 25-minute set and really doesn't work. There's really just 2 employees. There's the wife of the club owner and the son of the club owner, and they sell the drinks. And then sometime during the show, Janelle, the wife, wanders around the club and just says, "Do you have, who wants to redeem a drink? Or does anybody want to buy an extra drink?" Which they don't really care about selling. They don't want to really sell the extra drinks. They don't want the extra work. But they sell everybody in the room 2 drinks. And they have like chips and stuff because I think it's a liquor license rule. You have to have food, but it's just like Cheetos and Charleston shoes. It's like a youth league baseball game snack store. And it's just, and they got Coca-Cola and Pepsi and whatnot. It's just really it's incredible at how they operate this show. And the shows always start late, but not that late. It's like 8 p.m. show starts at 8:07. So they get like 100 people in there. They sell 200 drinks to 100 people, and the show is going. And it goes for 80 to 90 minutes. They kick them all out. They do it again for the second show. They run 4 shows a week, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. It sits empty. The rest, I guess they do like an open mic and they have some comedy classes, but their real like shows are, and they'll do like private events, but basically that's it. It's an old, it was a church. It was a strip mall church that moved to a bigger space. They got all the chairs. They changed the wall to be brick, fake brick. And they built a stage and pointed the lights at the stage, and that was it. They're off and running.
That's cool. That's cool. That's an interesting model. So are like, do the customers close out? Like they pay?
No, they pay when they enter. Like they pay for their ticket and the drinks at the same little counter. And one of the kind of secrets is that most people don't pay for the show. So like after every show, 100% of the audience members get a coupon to come back to a free show. And I don't know if they ever do like premium shows where those coupons don't work, but basically everybody there came for free. And like this is kind of embarrassing. Guess what the tickets were for my show? How much they cost?
How many tickets sold? Oh, how much they cost?
Yeah.
They cost $15.
Yeah, good guess. $10.
Ooh.
But that's everybody. Every weekend is $10. It's basically free anyways, you know? So
that's interesting. That is an interesting model.
Yeah, and really the whole thing is so this guy JP can get stage time.
Yeah.
He's like, he's pretty open about, I don't really make any money on this.
Yeah.
I run this business. I get to pay my wife and my son. They have jobs. And he's got his own side business and he's there for stage time and it's really working. He's gotten so much better. I mean, he's up 4 times a week. He's doing 20 to 25 minutes in the middle of the show. And he's really good at this point. He's getting very good, and he's very good specifically with that audience, like in Gilbert, Arizona.
That's interesting. So I've seen comics or comedy clubs, new comedy clubs, do the thing where they have the little stick with you write whatever you want. You write your order on the table, and you put the stick there, and so nobody has to come by. And
that's
you even
cool.
do that when you close out. Like, so if they're not going to bring you the check until you tell them to bring you the check.
Kind of like one of those all-you-can-eat steakhouses where you raise the flag. Yeah. Or Casa Bonita has that, right? For chips and salsa.
Casa Bonita, yep. So I've seen that, which is nice. I've been a part of a few check drops, but Krackpots. Love Krackpots. They're really good people over there, but their check drop is everybody at once, and they give them all Smarties in they give them a glass with Smarties, like the candy in the glass.
Okay.
And so everybody's like, "Oh, we got candy now. All right, let's pass this out." So all the attention goes from the stage to the table for like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like some people are kind of listening, but other
Yeah.
people are filling out checks. It's like, oh, it's a
It's a
rough
real
spot.
skill. It's interesting watching the headliners at Comedy Works navigate
Yeah.
check drop, because some of them seem to be unaware that nobody's paying attention, and then
Yeah.
you can see it in their face when they do the next punchline. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, what happened? No, is nobody looking? Is nobody paying attention? Well, I'll just go into my next material joke, and
Yeah.
they don't really know what they're doing. Other people know to just stop doing material.
Yeah.
It's 2 to 4 minutes. Let's just
Yeah.
talk,
That's right.
about something, and we'll get back into the material and close the show strong in a little bit. Yeah, so no check drop at JP's. Brilliant.
Yeah. That is
And
brilliant.
really very little distraction, because they're not trying to sell extra drinks.
Yeah.
They're not really going around talking to customers while somebody's on stage telling jokes.
Yeah. That's good. That's fun.
They do another kind of interesting thing where they run the whole show based on clock time. And there's a clock you can see. So they'll basically tell you, hey, get off at 7:49 p.m.
Yep.
And that's it. Like no light. No, I mean, they do have a light, but they don't always use it. And it's just like, okay, you're getting off at 8:23 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, and you get up there and you're like, wait, what time was I supposed to get off?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
And then the clock, of course, is a different time that's on your watch or phone. It's off by like 3 minutes. So.
Yeah. So yeah, pay attention. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. The clubs, Comedy Fort, the one that I first saw it at, has a big, obvious countdown clock.
Yeah.
Like right in your face.
Yeah, I don't like the countdown. I like a count up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you prefer, up or down?
I probably prefer countdown. Yeah. Depending if you're the headliner, it doesn't matter. You're just trying to hit a round number. But I don't want to run my light if I'm, you want me to do 7 minutes, I'll do 7 minutes and 0 seconds. I'll do 7 minutes,
Yeah, exactly.
And so if it counts down, that's totally fine with me. So, I mean, that's interesting. I wonder if it's a psychological thing.
I think it's just I started doing up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's the way I train myself. It's like being right-handed or left-handed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like if it's counting down, it says you better end before this hits 0. And if it's counting up, it's saying you better hit at least 5 minutes before you end. It's like the opposite. Give me the time, do your time, or don't go overtime.
Well, in the shows I run, I usually probably 90% of the time tell people you can go under. You can go a minute under. If you get a big pop 2 minutes before you're done, great. Get off, celebrate in the back. And then, and then I'll adjust with the headliner. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, your point makes sense. Also, I think for counting down, the math is maybe easier. Oh, I have 35 seconds left. Whereas if it says 4:25 and you're doing a 5-minute set, it was hard to know you're doing 35 seconds. I'm just used to timing out my jokes and knowing, oh, I should be at 5 minutes right about now. I'm going into the koala material. I should be around 5 minutes. Whereas when it's going down, that confuses me because now it says 2 minutes to go. And I'm trying to do the math. How many minutes have I been on stage?
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah. Look, I got a question for you. Do you think this joke is hack? Okay, ready for this? Is this joke hack? I think I have an example. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here we go. Hey, Jake, I'd like to run with the bulls or rob a bank. I'm just kidding. I'd never run with the bulls. Have you heard this pattern before? Usually it's done with something much more offensive than robbing a bank.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard that pattern before.
You for sure have. You're just not piecing it together right now. Yeah. It's very common joke structure. Let me try it again.
Okay.
Jake, would you rather read the Bible or light a Bible on fire? or no, sorry, I got to tell it as myself.
Sure.
So this last weekend, I read a Bible and I lit a Bible on fire. I'm just kidding. I'd never read a Bible. So
Yeah. Okay.
you always
Yeah.
say the like less offensive thing,
Yeah.
leaving the
I would
more
never do
offensive
that. Yeah.
thing there. And do you consider
Yeah.
that joke like
That
basically
structure.
do you consider a formula for a joke that most seasoned comedy audience members would be able to sniff out the punchline before you got to the punchline? Is that
Yeah.
hack?
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Hack is kind of strong.
Okay.
But probably, I mean, I guess, I mean, maybe
Well, what
hack
happened
light.
to me was I heard it twice in the same 4-show weekend.
Oh,
And even
yeah.
the first time, I knew what was coming, but I'm way more sophisticated than an average
Sure.
audience member.
Yeah.
And when I say this joke crushed for the first comedian, it crushed. And
Sure.
the things were so different. It was basically I'm a millennial, so I eat avocado toast and I the grossest thing you can imagine. And then it
Yeah.
was like, I'm just kidding. I don't eat avocado toast kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and it killed. But I knew even before he introduced the second item, I
Mhm.
knew what he was going to do. He was going to
Mhm.
say, haha, I don't actually do the less offensive thing.
Yeah.
And then another comedian did it later. It wasn't quite as well. The distance between how gross the gross thing was and the benign thing wasn't as far, and it didn't do quite as well. But I recognized it even quicker because I had heard the other joke
Yeah.
basically the night before.
Yeah.
So no, you don't
Yeah.
really consider it hack. I mean, the real question is like, as you evolve as a comedian, do you take do you ever take jokes out of your set, and not you because you're a pure comedian, this would never happen to you, but a less good comedian who has jokes who they later recognize, oh, okay, other comics are doing this same thing,
Something
I probably
similar.
borrowed this from a different
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I think I mean, the biggest one that I think we might have talked about this, but just that I look like jokes.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I remember coming up and everybody had an "I look like" joke,
Yeah.
and they had it in that exact phrase. You know, I look like whatever, or this guy married that guy, or this thing and
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
thing, or whatever it is, and they would work. They worked, but and I think that the concept is usually good. And what I have thought is okay, just you can still say the punchline or whatever, just not using the phrase "I look like" makes you uh, makes you look more seasoned, or to say that maybe in the positive way or negative way, not saying "I look like," um, or the other way around, saying "I look like" makes you sound inexperienced. I wouldn't say hack. I would just say inexperienced.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like
Well, yeah,
I
let me phrase it a different way. Would you be proud to have a joke like that in your act?
no.
Okay.
No.
And
I
would
mean,
you ever have a joke like that in your act?
no.
Probably
No.
not.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because it's just plug and play, you know?
Yeah,
We could all do it right now. We could write
yeah,
3 jokes about it right now.
right.
You know, I own a house. That means I clean the gutters and I spy on my neighbors. Just kidding. I don't clean the gutters. You know,
Yes.
we just wrote it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. And my neighbor's good looking. So that's not true at all. He's a big biker guy who helped me cut down a tree recently. He's a very nice guy.
I mean, you should see him shower. It's disgusting. I'm just kidding. He doesn't shower. He bathes. We could do this all day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
the yeah. So I think
Now,
that's
here, let me take it to the next level. Would you ever
yeah.
tell a comic to
Ooh,
consider removing a joke from their act?
if they ask me. I mean, if you ask my opinion about your set, I'll give you my honest opinion.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's going to be pretty negative, but I will front load that 5 different times. Are you sure you want me to say this?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
Are you going to make a compliment sandwich out of it? Are you going to say something positive and the negatives?
I try to do a compliment sandwich. Yeah. I'm like, every once in a while, I'll to somebody be like, hey, I got a little bit of feedback for you. Are you interested? But basically, it's got to be a guy I know pretty well.
Yeah, sure.
And I say that specifically. I've never done that to a woman. I've only done that to guys I know. Like, I would feel way too uncomfortable doing that to a woman, to be honest with you. Like, I would, yeah. But I don't like that. I've had times like that. I've had where I put a bit I wrote out there, and then somebody's come back and be like, "Hey, I think that was already told," and then I guess somebody already told it. Now I got to take it down and whatever. It's frustrating because I know I wrote it, but comedians can write the same joke.
Yeah.
One of my first merch things, I ordered stickers because I had a joke that I liked so much. I ordered stickers about them.
Okay.
And it was I'm starting a dating app for people who like cheese. I'm calling it Kraft Singles. That's the joke.
Okay.
And then I was watching this episode of Larry the Cable Guy Does America. He does that same joke. And I'm like, well, throw out all the stickers. So I had no idea that it had been done before and Larry did it. But you can tell that's not that clever of a joke. And I think any reasonable person would be like, yeah, more than one person is going to come up with that joke.
Right.
So especially since I was, I'm a purchaser of Kraft Singles. That makes the best grilled cheese. So
do they really? What's your favorite cheese on a mac and cheese?
On grilled cheese.
Sorry, grilled cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, grilled cheese. It's got to be Kraft Singles, man. They got a good melting.
What is that? Is that American cheese?
It's Americans, yellow American cheese. They come in their little wrappers, so you have to.
Yeah, no, I know what they are. I wasn't sure of the pedigree of that cheese. Is it Swiss?
Oh man, it has no pedigree at all. It's just delicious. It's been a minute since I've had a grilled cheese, but I'm in.
You butter the bread?
Oh heck yeah, butter the bread.
What's the best bread?
I'm not that picky on the bread. What I do though is I squish it down way more than you would think I'd be squishing it down.
Okay, it's like smashed grilled cheese. Forget smash burger. We're smashed grilled cheese.
We're smashing it down. Like when I make the grilled cheese, my wife is like, "Why is this so thin? What is going on with it?
Why is it so dense?"
Tomato soup. Big fan of tomato soup with it.
Oh yeah, you dip it in. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Not so good here in Phoenix, Arizona this week.
No. Very hot. Very hot.
Very hot.
Yeah. Well, I did a show at a church on Father's Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were gonna like kind of roast or.
Yeah, it was real weird. So the guy calls me up and said, "Hey, I got this bananas idea for you." And so this guy, he's a comic, but he's also a pastor. He's been a pastor for a long time. He actually grew up in the church that he's now the pastor of. So he was 8 years old when his dad started this church. So he's like second generation. It's a whole interesting thing. But he's probably 40, 42, something like that. And he's doing stand-up now, and he's been doing it for a couple of years, and he's pretty good. But he's like, "Hey, I got this idea for Father's Day." So basically, during Mother's Day, if you go to church during Mother's Day, they'll give everybody a flower or a necklace or something, some little trinket. The church will give every mother in the audience something. Most of the time, it's flowers. For Father's Day, the trend is they'll give everybody like a little tool, a little tape measure, a little flashlight, a little tire gauge measure, whatever, all of that stuff. Nobody needs it. It's just garbage.
We're just putting more money into China's wallet.
Yeah, we're just trying to appreciate the fathers, giving them a little gift. Well, other churches have done different things. I didn't realize that until this year, but my dad goes to a church in Denver, and they did a car show. So they specifically had like fancy, old cars. They gave everybody hot dogs after the service. The people went to church, came out, ate hot dogs, looked at all the cars. That's kind of cool. And so in that same vein, this pastor friend of mine said, "Hey, we want to do comedy as the gift to the men, as the gift to the fathers."
Oh my goodness!
I was
pressure.
Yeah, instead of giving them a useless tool, I was the useless tool. So, which I said,
less waste.
Stage. Yeah, less waste. Yeah, less waste. So, as a preview,
let's put the money into Jake's wallet instead of China's wallet. I like this.
Yeah. As a preview, I did 5 minutes on stage right before the guy came up to preach. So they did all of the songs, they did all the announcements. I come up on stage, I talk for 5 minutes, get off stage. The pastor starts a sermon, right? That's how it went. And then after each service, they have they called it the Father's Day Lounge, set up in the fellowship hall. Only men, there were some boys in there, obviously didn't have kids. Basically, only men were allowed into this little lounge. They had comfortable chairs, they gave them donuts, they gave them coffee, and then I did 10 minutes of comedy. But the way that this was pitched to me was like, "Hey, we like it when you roast people, so why don't you just..." I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? So first service, on stage in the main service, I'm doing just regular stuff,
Yeah.
In the Father's Day Lounge, I did roast them pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they were for. And so I got
just appearance stuff, or
yeah,
would you ask them
or
like crowd worky questions?
I asked them, did crowd worky questions. One guy who was on staff says, "Hey, that's my father-in-law," and so then I just tore him apart, which was super fun. Everybody liked it. Yeah, and that was about 10 minutes for each one of those. So pretty good, pretty fun. I mean, each of those the Father's Day lounges probably had 30, 40 people, and each time we did 3 times. So it was pretty good.
Wow.
Pretty good. It was weird.
Did you ever get close to the line?
They didn't tell me I did. So if I did, they didn't tell me. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Here's the weird piece is, so these guys, the guys that run this church, like there's basically 2 guys that run the church, the main pastor who called me, and then the executive pastor. Both of them are doing stand-up. They started a comedy production company where they put on shows. And I did basically their first show, 2 sold-out shows on a Friday in a little bar's back room. Pretty cool. And it was a lot of fun with them. But I sold merch after the show, and a lot of the people that came to the show go to the church. And one lady showed up to church on Sunday morning wearing my merch. So I thought that was like, oh, well, there we go.
Nice.
Full circle here.
That's cool. What were some of your top roast jokes of the dads?
Yeah. My favorite was, so I just asked a guy what he did. He sold plastic, and I just kept saying that was a soul crushing job, and it's really not. Selling plastic doesn't seem that bad, but I
mean, in the 70s it was huge. What was that movie with Dustin? Who was the guy in Rain Man that wasn't Tom Cruise?
Dustin Hoffman sounds right.
Yeah. His like breakout movie, I think it was called The Graduate.
Yeah.
There's this famous line, "Kid, you got to get into plastics. Plastics are going to be the future."
Yeah. So that was real fun. I made fun of this other guy. He was a a young, he was probably 25, 27, something like that. Really athletic looking. He was wearing a backwards hat, with not a fitted backwards hat, but the backwards hat that's snap back. So it has the little hole right there for his hair. I kept calling him Dude Perfect because he just looked like one of the Dude Perfect guys. That's what those guys dress like. I thought that was super fun.
Yeah. That's great. That's good, man. That's cool. So I went to Belen, New Mexico, who I need to apologize to a little bit because the show producer, I headlined a show there so basically I drove from Denver down to Belen's just outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
It's about a 5-hour drive from Denver. And it's another 5 hours to Phoenix.
Yeah.
So I drove down to Phoenix. Nice to break up the drive with a show in New Mexico. The show producer asked me to record a video promoting the show. And so on my drive up to the Dumb and Dumber screening in Breckenridge, I pulled over near Lake Dillon and took this beautiful video of mountains and a lake, and there's snow on the peaks, but it's summer and it's blue skies, and it's just absolutely stunning out. And I'm like, come see me in Belen, New Mexico. Belen, New Mexico, come out, but it's Belen. So I said the name wrong like 6 times in this promotional video. And somehow I've been there before. And I think subconsciously I knew I had made a mistake because when I sent the guy the video, I said, if you want any changes, just let me know. And he never asked for a change. I'm not even sure he watched the video or used the video. But it was awesome. It was like a 40-seater. We had like 45 people there. It was outdoors, which isn't ideal, but this was a pretty good outdoor venue. They had a mesh, kind of like camouflage ceiling to the patio that was open air. And Belen is known as Hub City because it's where all the you ever play that? What's the train board game?
Yeah, Ticket to Ride.
Yeah. It's one of those hubs. It's one of those places where like 5 different train lines come in. And let me tell you, you could feel that from stage because you could throw a baseball to the train depot from this place. It was called Hub City Brewing. Yeah. Every 15 minutes, there was another train rolling right through.
Really? Wow. I'm not sure that would be
heckled by trains.
Yeah.
It was perfect for the autistic comedian. Would have been very excited. I'm working on a new joke. What do you think? I kind of ruined the surprise element here, but I'd like to, Jake, I'm trying to do good things as I get older. I'm thinking about starting a business to support autistic people. Maybe you've heard of this, like the car wash that hires a bunch of autistic people. Yeah, I'm going to open a comedy club.
There it is.
Okay. That was the joke. Maybe it's not that good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a for the back of the room type joke.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I headlined this show. It was nice to do a longer set.
Okay. So on the subject of autism,
yes,
I started watching Love on the Spectrum with my wife.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, but I've heard enough jokes about it from comedians to feel like I have seen it.
Yeah. And okay, every once in a while, I will get accused of being autistic because I like spreadsheets, and I'm like, I'm not even in the realm. If you actually see the autistic people, you're like, that's not me, dude.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Maybe I should watch it. Maybe it'd make me feel a little bit better. Might give me a little boost.
Yeah.
So I do the show. It's great. It's really good. Maybe one of the comics did a kind of long homophobic rant that wasn't ideal. Didn't maybe set the stage great, but I had a good set. I also had a bad set in that 2 or 3 of my jokes were not appropriate for the audience. And I don't mean in a dirty way. I mean, they were too big city. They were too, Belen is a certain kind of audience. And I need to remember next time I go there, I need to remember to tailor my material to the audience. Cause I did one joke, who's been to, this real big city, one person at a 45. Yeah. And I think the other 44 just have never left the state of New Mexico or something like that. So, But
Yeah,
the real
coming to New Mexico with your big city jokes,
exactly.
mispronouncing our name.
Exactly. Also, children in the audience. Man, I've had a real run with children in the audience in my gigs, which is fine. I'm very clean, but it is interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, have you heard of a Paleta? Paleta.
Is
I
that's what comes out after the baby?
No, that's placenta,
Oh,
which that was basically me on stage. I was like, I couldn't remember the word. I was like Peloton, patella, placenta, pa- patella, which is
yeah,
another part of the knee.
yeah,
I could not figure out paletta, and people are like screaming it at me,
yeah,
and I'm like, "Pa- pa- 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 polenta, polenta, which is some kind of food, I think,
yeah.
Spanish food. Paleta, Paleta. It is a Mexican ice cream bar.
Mm,
Unbelievable. I went to a Paleta business in Belen, Mexico. I wish I could remember the name of it, but I think it's probably the only one. You have to go there. If you're
yeah,
ever in Belen, New Mexico, you got to go to this place called Paleta Bar or whatever it is. It was so awesome. Not only, as a side note, they also sold savory food,
mm,
which was like shrimp inside a Cheetos bag.
huh.
It was like the craziest Mexican street food you've ever heard of. Like ramen noodles, but we're gonna put a bunch of herb chicken in it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and they had all these ice cream bars. And then what I did, so then they take the ice cream bar. I thought that was it. I got like basically an almond joy ice cream
yeah,
bar. It was like, you know, vanilla and almonds and coconut or something like that. And they were like, "Do you want it dipped in strawberry, milk chocolate, or dark chocolate?" I was like, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll take dark chocolate."
yeah.
Dips it in dark chocolate, and he goes, "Okay, now what should we roll it around in? What toppings do you want?" And there were all these toppings, so I got like these incredible toppings on it, and then at the end, I was like, "Oh, can we turn this into a milkshake?" "Oh, yes, we can." And they put it in a blender, turned it into the best milkshake I've ever had, and they filled it was like perfect for like Instagram. They
Yeah,
like fill the cup with the chocolate syrup and little.
yeah,
It was gorgeous and delicious and 6,000 calories that I
sure.
probably didn't need, but holy cow, big fan of the Paletta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, what's not to like?
it was awesome. Jake, I got a new poster.
No way.
I finally got my Southwest poster. You've
Yeah, yeah,
seen you've seen the cold poster.
yeah,
You've seen the coastal poster, the
yeah.
one
The
with the
lobster.
lobster.
Yeah,
Tell me what you think and describe to the listeners what
yeah.
you're seeing as I put this on screen.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have Mark here. He's sweating profusely. He's wearing a wife beater. Is the only way I know how to describe it. To my knowledge, not Mark is not married, so I don't know whose wife he's beating. He's holding the microphone. He's in the desert, in the like no civilization around, and behind him is a enormous scorpion,
Yes.
probably at least 5 foot long scorpion. Yeah, he's got armpit hair. That's fun. Smiling though, you seem to be somewhat enjoying it.
Nice. Nice. Good description. Perfect
Yeah,
for our blind listeners.
that's right.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Yeah, so this is my new Southwest poster that I can reuse anytime I come anywhere with. There are also some cacti in
Yep,
this,
there are
in like a mesa, maybe?
mesa
Or
in
what do
the
you call
back.
that
Yeah,
tall thing?
yeah, I think it's still a mesa.
Okay, yeah, but it's very pretty, and not so much me in the wife beater, but the
Yeah,
rest of it is pretty. The background. So sold a couple of those this past weekend. Won't sell any tonight at the Improv, but this
yep,
weekend I'm at Stir Crazy Comedy Club for 4 shows. And hopefully I can sell out of the rest. You know.
yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. I went to Steve Byrne show. Have you ever been to Steve Byrne?
I haven't. I've heard of him. Byrne.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He had a show on TBS, I think, like Sullivan and Son, where is basically semi autobiographical because he is Asian and American, like half or Irish maybe. And
Okay.
so in the in that TV show, his dad is like this, hard nosed Irish guy, and his mom is a little Asian lady. But he is an amazing comedian. Oh my goodness,
Cool.
he is
Where'd you
so
see him?
incredibly good in the Louisville Comedy Club. Now,
Okay.
I have seen
How
him.
big is that? How many seats?
It's about 190, maybe 200.
Okay.
Packed to the gills. It was a Thursday, and
Did he sell out?
No, not even close.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
What are we doing, Jake?
I know. Yeah, and he's amazing. He's an amazing comedian. Me and a couple of buddies of mine are big fans. Always have liked the guy. And a couple years ago, he lives in Nashville now,
Okay.
and so he did a weekly show at Zany's, where it was, I think he called it Steve Byrne versus Nashville. That was the name of the show.
Okay.
And he does a lot of crowd work. He does a lot of like mean spirited crowd work, but he's got a big smile on his face, so it's kind of fun. He's roasting pretty hard, but people are into it, and it's like Don Rickles. I read Don Rickles' book, and his philosophy about roasting and my philosophy and his philosophy are pretty close. He's a little meaner than I am, but he's not that mean. Don Rickles, if you go back and look, he's not that mean. Steve Byrne is pretty mean, but
Okay.
he's very funny.
Would you describe him as an insult comic?
Well, it's interesting. He probably does 3 or is it 4? It's at least 3. I would say 4. I would say 4 completely different genres while he's on stage in the same show. And he says it at the top. I think he said 4. At the top of the show, he's like, I'm going to do 4 different styles of comedy tonight. And then does it. And so he does the insult comic stuff, makes fun of people, kind of,
Does he do like 100% as one comic, then 100% as a second comic?
Yeah.
Or is it all weaved together?
No, it's like, here, we're going to do 15 minutes of me roasting anybody that I can see. And
Okay.
anybody that
So it's like 4 Paleta bars,
Yes.
not a milkshake,
Not a milkshake.
made of 4.
No, not a milkshake. Okay. And so then he'll like, all right, now I'm going to do some political jokes. And he does like and he kind of described it as monologue, like
Yeah.
Conan,
like late night television,
late night monologue. Hey, did you hear about this in the news? Boom, does the joke, and they're normal. They are the kind of jokes that you would hear on, The Tonight Show or whatever. And the audience sometimes get it, sometimes don't. And so, and he has to explain it sometimes. It's like, oh no, that means Nancy Pelosi is old. That's the joke, right? Okay. And then he keeps going. Stuff like that. He'll explain it. And the explanation is sometimes even funnier than the actual joke. And then he'll do like more traditional stand-up where he's telling stories about his wife and his kids and whatever. And then he does improv, where he'll get people on stage and they will like improvise a dance with loud music playing, for that's his closer. It is bananas show, super fun. If you came back, if you did it 2 days later, you'd be like, this is going to be so much different than, it's instantly going to change.
Okay.
But he's a really fun comedian. Yeah.
So highlight again the 4 different. You got political comic, insult comic.
Basically, like Don Rickles insulting the crowd and just hitting everybody hard, rapid fire, super funny. Then he does late night, like Conan O'Brien style. Okay. Then he does regular stand up, talking about his wife. To me, sounded more like Jim Gaffigan at that point.
Okay.
And then he does this acting out of this improv scene where loud music is playing. I haven't seen anybody do that, especially like a headliner. Play loud music, get 5 people on the stage. He gives them all nicknames, and then he makes them dance for a volunteer woman who's on the stage. It's this whole thing.
How topical was the late night stuff?
Extremely.
Do you think it's the same set, or is it like that day?
It is. It definitely that week. May or may not be that day, but it is extremely topical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really fun. So, It was a Thursday show. Do you know what he was doing that weekend?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hung around. So I was very excited to see him. I was going to go no matter what. I got one of those last minute booking requests of like, hey, we need somebody tonight for Louisville Comedy Club. You need to be clean. I'm like, I sent it within 8 minutes, and somebody sent it faster. So I
You mean to
went.
open for him?
Got to open for him. So
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What was the support? Like, did he bring an opener? Was it locals?
He didn't bring anybody. I don't think so. There was a guy who is coming through Louisville who he knew from years ago, and he gave him a 10-minute like guest spot.
Okay.
And then the feature is a guy from Cincinnati who is a friend of mine. I like the guy, but at the same time, he takes every single one of these kind of gigs. That the last minute booking goes to him. Like, come on, man.
Can you set up an autoresponder or something, or like a special alert on your phone, like when it's from this email address, like set off like
set off the
Amber Alert alarm?
Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, and he's a good guy, but he takes too many of them. And especially in Louisville, and we have major construction happening in Louisville right now, and so he was 15 minutes late. I'm like, put me in. I'm here 10 minutes early. You know.
Did you pay for your ticket?
No.
Okay.
No.
How was the audience?
The audience was super into it. They had a great time. They really enjoyed it. Yeah. He runs the risk with starting with the Rickles stuff of people thinking that they're part of the show. So he had to like shut one guy down pretty hard.
Yeah.
During like the second 2/3 of the show.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like his topical stuff is good. His other stuff is, I mean, and his improv stuff is kind of weird and interesting. But the roasting of the audience and his regular stand-up is 10 out of 10.
Huh.
So if he cut those other pieces, he would probably. I mean, he would be.
Yeah, he might just do them for himself.
I think he does.
Interesting. He's been doing it so long.
Yeah. So
that's wild. Real quick thing about audiences. So I did 4 shows this past weekend, and the worst audience was also the biggest audience.
Weird.
Isn't that weird? I mean, you could feel it immediately. It was our 3rd show. The host did the same set every single show. And you could just see like the beads of sweat when he would hit a punchline and nobody laughed. And they laughed at the 2 shows before. They just weren't laughing at this one, and everybody struggled. It was so weird, and it was like bizarro.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Hey, everybody, we got a Patreon. Patreon.com/Mark and Jake. Get on there. We got bonus content. We got extra half hour where we talk about specific numbers that we're getting paid. People that Jake does not like is a recurring segment on patreon.com/Mark and Jake. Get on there, subscribe. We're going to go into it soon. Jake, on this episode, on our 30-minute bonus episode for this week, I'm going to talk about Denver Fringe Festival. I got my pay. Remember, there's a big question mark.
Yeah.
Would I do this again next year? Well, a lot of it's going to come down to, did I make any money? It's very murky and mysterious how they're paying people. I somehow had sold 0 tickets to a show that had 20 people. I'm going to tell everybody exactly how much I got paid and what my thoughts are on it. And I have one other topic I wanted to cover. I can't find it right now. What do you got for the Patreon?
I booked my second biggest paying gig of the year just 2 days ago. Pretty excited about that.
Very cool.
And then I had a guy who thinks very highly of himself in the comedy world send me a direct message about something. And so
we're going to talk about that guy. I have a spidey sense about it. And I have a specific money question to ask you, Jake, that we're going to cover. And let's do some plugs. This is coming out July 13th.
Yeah. So this weekend I'm at Don's House of Comedy in Bowling Green. So that should be a good time. Headlining there. At the end of the month, the 31st and the 1st of August, I'm going to be in Springfield for Springfield Comedy Club. First time I've ever been there. It used to be the Blue Room, but then another company bought it. And I'm with Zoltan. So I'm a big fan of Zoltan. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. What a great gig. All right. This is coming out July 13th when I will be driving across America. I will be listening to this voice talking to myself because I'm going to be so bored driving from the Midwest back to Colorado to get back in time for a showcase in Castle Rock, Colorado on July 16th. It's a Wide Awake Eatery. It's with Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really excited to do that. And then Saturday, July 18th, I'm in San Mateo, California. Wow. That's Orange County. I'm doing a showcase at like an Irish bar, I believe. The ticket link is on my website, markmasters.co, like Colorado. There's also a contact form there if you want me to come and, I don't know, tell hacky jokes because that's what you request, or do weird improv. I'm available. And I'm trying to add some more Orange County shows. I don't know if that will happen. And then in a distant future, Thursday, July 30th, I'm headlining in Greeley, Colorado. Let's sell some tickets, everybody. Stella's Pinball Arcade. I'm headlining in Greeley, Colorado. And we're going into the Patreon right now. So get on there. It's spicy. It's fun. And it's only $5 a month. Come on.
Cool.
We'll see you later, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.